A very beautiful morning to you, and welcome to Crossfire on Udala 104.7 FM Onitsha. This very Saturday morning, and we understand today is environmental sanitation going on across different parts of the state. And we know every last Saturday happens to be environmental sanitation, and we are here. We are here to do the work we are actually supposed to do, and that is why we have converged again on Crossfire on another 104.7 FM to actually do the work. You are welcome. We are still expecting the arrival of our guest who will join us this very morning on issues. Of course, we have a lot of issues that came up as at yesterday. We're expecting Barrister Ubunadi to help us digest the whole court judgment ordering INEC to deregister NDC. We saw what happened yesterday at the Lokoja division of the Federal High Court, where Justice Asa Denshen ordered INEC to deregister ADC. But we will make sense of that. I don't know, because we have been trying to get to our guest who will join us. He's supposed to be here with us physically. So we are still waiting for his arrival. But meanwhile, remember how we do it. We're going to serve you the political random stories. Once we are done with the political random stories, we will descend straight into the business of the day. But just like we have to let you know that lots happened. My name is Tony Olison Becky, the Honorable Speaker. And I must let you know that we got a very bad news yesterday for those of you who have been following us and those who have known what we do here, even right from the moment I've been in different places. And then it is a very disturbing news I got last night. Disturbing news, but we're going to talk about it. I'm going to give some of us time to talk about it. By the time we'll open the phone lines for you to make your comments. I got to understand yesterday that one of us died last week Saturday. And when I mean one of us, the person many of you know about. He's vocal, he's articulate, and he has been one of those people who have been consistent with whatever we do here. For those of you who know our history, has been with us from different places we've been and back here. I'm talking about Honorable Monday Johnson. And we got to know yesterday that the devastating rain last week Saturday actually brought his earthly journey to a close. I remember that last week Saturday, he joined us on this very program. He called in. He made his position, he made his points, he made his submission, he articulated a lot of things. But we never knew that before evening, that would be the dust. And then we know very well that as believers, as Christians, we have this hope in the resurrection. He was not having any form of disease or any form of ailment. It happened. When many of us we are saying that the devastating rain that took us did not cause any death. That was what we said. But we never knew that one of us, along Obwefere axis, Obwefere by, is it Obwefere by electronics, and that along Expressway? For those of you who know, Onitsha Enugu Expressway, Obwefere by electronics, and from there you can get even to Oboko. The rain actually caused. In fact, the viral video was on Facebook, but the person who was making the narration did not even know the person. They thought he was a keke driver. He was never a keke driver, but they did not even see him with any keke. Just that the video has been sent to me. In the position of the video, but his corpse has been deposited to the morgue, and we commiserate with the family of Honorable Monday Johnson. And because before then, the family had declared him missing, thinking it could be kidnapping, but it happened that way. We don't even know our time. We don't know when it will be, because we are all here in the morning, in the evening. It happened. We say, may we be consoled. Let's quickly go straight and serve you the political roundup stories. We begin with this very story. All buildings marked as distressed around the collapsed three-story building at Alakija will be demolished, according to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who made that very statement on Friday. Speaking during an inspection tour of the site, Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Mr. Wenga Omotosho, who represented the governor, sympathized with the families of the victims and praised emergency responders for their swift intervention. The National Democratic Congress NDC faces an uncertain fate barely 6 months to the conduct of the 2027 general election. A federal high court sitting in Lokoja yesterday reversed its earlier judgment, directing the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to deregister NDC as a political party. The chairman of the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, Dr. Musa Damu Aliyu, XAN, has expressed concern over what he described as Nigerians' declining confidence in the legal profession, warning that lawyers must reclaim public trust by upholding integrity and ethical values. Former governor of Anambra State and presidential candidate of the Nigeria Democratic Congress, NDC P2B, has alleged that there are efforts by the federal government to prevent him from participating in the 2027 presidential election, expressing confidence that such attempts would not succeed. Obi made the remarks while speaking at Madonna University of Okija, Anambra State. The naira remained relatively stable against the United States dollar on Friday, June 26, 2026, across both the official Nigerian exchange market and the parallel market, as traders continued to monitor liquidity conditions and foreign exchange inflows. Data from the foreign exchange market showed that the naira traded around 1,374 naira 76 kobo to the dollar on Friday. Tension gripped parts of Benue State on Friday after gunmen killed the state chairman of the Miyati Ala Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, Alhaji Risku Muhammad, and his friend Yakubu Esa shortly after a peace meeting in Ohimini local government area of the state. The attack, which reportedly occurred at Okudu village in neighboring Otubo local government area, has heightened fears of renewed violence in communities across the troubled area by recurring attacks and communal tensions. In fact, we are told that the chairman of Miyati Ala Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, Benue State Chapter, Alhaji Risku Muhammad, and his friend Yakubu Esa, they were killed after attending a peace meeting in Ohimini local government area of Benue State. And the fear of reprisal attack is what many are concerned, because with their killings, it is expected that security be deployed around that area, that vicinity, cordon off these areas for a longer period of time. Because those who killed this man, we don't even know, we are told these people are gunmen, but we don't know the type of gunmen they could be. It's very disturbing. People in that area believe that if nothing is done, the headers may come out wiping the entire communities. Osun State Police Command has arrested 3 suspects over the alleged unlawful possession of a human skull exhumed from a family grave in the state. The command's public relations officer, Biodun Ojelabi, disclosed this in a statement on Friday. A fire outbreak on Friday engulfed a building on Biola Street in the Alapere area of Ketu, Lagos, causing panic among residents. The cause of the fire and the extent of damage could not be immediately ascertained as of the time of this report. 2 persons said to be members of the Accord Party were reportedly abducted in Ilesha, Osun State, by suspected hoodlums, leading to tension in the community. Videos of one of the abductions went viral on Friday, showing a man pleading with his abductors who intermittently fired gunshots into the air before he was forcefully bundled into a vehicle bearing the inscription AMBO, the acronym of the governorship candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Bola Oyebamiji. The Imo Command of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, says it seized about 12,638.58 kg of various hard drugs and arrested about 475 suspects, 379 males and 96 females in 1 year. The NDLEA commander in the state, Mr. Alexander Nyigidi, said this at a news briefing to mark this year's International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Drug Trafficking held in Owerri on Friday. And those were your political roundup stories. We'll go straight to the business of the day. Remember, we are supposed to have a guest, Barrister Ugunadi, who is supposed to have been here by now, but we don't know why he is not here. But we'll keep communicating with him because he's expected to join us on this very show, so that we're going to talk about this issue of Lokoja ruling. Yesterday, the Lokoja division of the Federal Division of Federal High Court in Lokoja, the Federal High Court in Lokoja, sitting in Lokoja, the decision yesterday that it's reversed its earlier decision. It was the same court that granted order that NDC be registered, because there was this issue of logo, because their logo had always been 2 fingers up, where some people, the canvassers, especially INEC, because the case in view was between INEC and NDC. These were the 2 parties to the case. NDC, the plaintiff, INEC, the defendant. What was INEC contention? That the 2 fingers in the air appears to be a kind of slogan, gesture, or a kind of gesture used by APC. And for that reason, it will not register NDC. That the gesture, 2 fingers in the air, is a replication of APC gesture. But that's not APC logo. But the court said gesture and logo are not the same. You cannot interpret gesture to mean logo. You cannot interpret logo to mean gesture. What the law defines is logo. You cannot have 2 logos that are same. Two political parties cannot bear 1 logo. Not gesture. The law did not even anticipate or conceptualize gesture. Gesture is on anybody can make any gesture. That was the reason the court delivered judgment in December and ordered INEC to register NDC. And INEC did by registering NDC around February or thereabouts. NDC since then had concluded both congresses, conventions, and they have registered more members. They have been one of the political parties in the country. But only yesterday, the same judge came back and said, you know what? The judgment I gave in December, I hereby reverse it. Reason, he canvassed. He did not listen to all the interested parties. But people are saying, interested parties? INEC remained the only interested party. What other parties are you talking about? He said APM. But APM was not joining the suit. They were not part of the suit. They did not even ask to be joined. What happened? The judge said he had made his judgment. But then we know the legal gymnastics. Can a court reverse its judgment? Yes or no? And under what condition? If yes, can a court reverse its judgment? And what about issue of time? because this thing happened 6 months away. And we have our barrister who has just arrived now, Barrister Ugunadi. But I'm going to introduce him in a jiffy because I know he came well prepared to talk about this issue of Federal High Court ruling sitting in Lokoja. Justice Isa Denshen. His order yesterday seems to have rattled the political ecosystem in the country. And you hear the candidate of Labour Party making a statement at Madonna University of Kenya saying, when I told you they don't want me to be on the ballot, you thought I was joking. Well, we're going to look at all these things and more. But remember, just like I said earlier on, by the time we open the phone lines, we're going to give you time and space on the demise of one of our Honorable Monday Johnson, who we are told that was taken by the flood last week Saturday, that it rained heavily. I said it earlier on, and also bear in mind that he joined us on the program that Saturday. Last week Saturday, he joined, he called it, he made his submission. But at the evening time, we are told that that rain that lasted several hours took away his life. Right, let's quickly see if we can welcome our guests. We have in the studio, just like we said earlier on, Barrister Ugunadi. He is barrister at law, an advocate of the Supreme Court, and also a human affairs. In fact, he is someone who is into a number of things. I don't know how to call him a name that depicts exactly who he is. He is a man who is very, very interested not just in human related stories, but a public commentator, a public affairs analyst, and also an analyst by excellence. We have him in the studio, Barrister Ugunadi. You're welcome.
Thank you, Lisambeki. I apologize to you. I apologize to Udala Radio. I apologize to the hearing public for being late. Today is sanitation, and I have to marry the program with my own program here, so there was a little delay. My street are doing some work and doing some meetings, but I have to excuse myself.
Okay.
But on my way trying to enter here, some policemen were there very busy, so they say they want to use my car to intercept the tipper coming behind me. That's Nigeria for me.
They want to use their car
to intercept the tipper.
If the tipper,
exactly
crashes.
So these are the issues. These are the issues. I'm very sorry for.
All right, no problem. Your apology is actually allowed because that's the term in law. They will not tell you accept. They will tell you allowed. That's your terminology. Your apology is hereby allowed.
Allowed.
All right. You're welcome, Barrister Ugunadi, and I'm most sure that pretty sure that you've seen the stories everywhere. NDC. We are told yesterday, a Federal High Court sitting in Lokoja ordered Independent National Electoral Commissioner to deregister NDC on the basis that it did not listen to interested parties, saying that it is constitutionally defect for the court to have given that very judgment. In fact, the judgment it gave in December is constitutionally defective. That's what the court is trying to say, because it did not grant fair hearing to interested parties, but we have inquired who were the parties. We discovered that it was only INEC that was the respondent to that very case, no other party, but we are told that another interested party, APM, resurrected from nowhere to say that they were not, in fact, joined, given fair hearing, or listening to Justice Isa Denshen. Said, of course, we did not listen to APM. But you know what? That judgment is hereby reversed. INEC, the register NDC, bringing fresh applications. Let's get your thoughts generally on these developments.
The foundation you laid may not actually be what it is in law, but I will put it in the legal perspective. One, the issue is this: an order of court does not bind somebody who is not a party to the judgment.
Okay.
So NPF is not, that judgment does not bind them, and NPF did not take NDC to court complaining that NDC stole their logo. NDC took INEC and only INEC to court and say, we are qualified to be registered, we have passed through the process of registration, register us. And that court gave a judgment directing INEC to register NDC. If NPF was an interested party, the court from the word go had powers so motu to order NDC to join APM, or on his own make an order joining APM in that party, in that suit. The court didn't do that. The court lost his eyes to that. The court, yes, have the jurisdiction to set aside its own judgment, but on very strict conditions. And the conditions are, first of all, the judgment must have been obtained by fraud. The judgment must have been obtained by suppression of fact. The judgment must have been obtained without the court that gave the judgment having jurisdiction. These are the three conditions. The question now is, does the MPF, or whichever party you call it, not being a party, fall into these three categories? Why to enable a court to reverse the judgment? And I say no, it does not fall in. In our rules of courts, non-joinder or misjoinder of parties does not vitiate a case, does not vitiate a judgment. NPF, when did they apply to you to set aside this judgment? And when did you give this judgment? You gave a judgment, the party that the judgment went in his favor, parties have succumbed to the judgment. INEC have registered NDC. NDC have taken steps, major steps, relying on that judgment by nominating all his candidates, from presidential candidate to House Assembly candidates. And then you now come back to say, oh, I reverse it because all interested parties are not before me. I mean, that judgment is amounts to what I should call judicial pertinence, amounts to what I should call judicial rascality. You cannot do that. How many months? And when did you give the judgment? And then you come here just yesterday to reverse yourself. On what basis?
But it did not also add that a court can also set aside its earlier judgment based on default, or what we call default judgment. Default judgment. Because if a party did not make appearance, where it entered judgment without a party making an appearance based on Supreme Court ruling.
It is not a default judgment.
Okay, it wasn't a default judgment, but it did not list it as one of the conditions.
It was It was a judgment on the merit. I'm particularly listening to this particular case.
Okay.
Even if it is a default judgment, there's a time limit within which you apply for the second default judgment to be set aside. A default judgment is probably I sued you to court. You didn't come to court. I got judgment behind your back.
And I was not served, or probably something like that.
Exactly. You come and say, oh, look, I was not served. I wonder whether this procedure is going on. It becomes a default judgment because I obtained the judgment because you defaulted to obey the rules of court. But in this case, the parties to that case are defined. NDC
and
INEC.
How come about APM?
How come about APM? And when did APM become aware of the pendency of the suit? What is contained in the affidavit deposed to by APM in filing their application? And what was the court doing all this while? When did APM file their motion to set aside? And what was the court doing all this while? After parties have taken major steps, spent money, submitted the name of their candidate to INEC. INEC never appealed the judgment. You now say you are setting aside your judgment. As far as I'm concerned, that is judicial pertinence and judicial rascality. And let me tell you, the aim all of us know, the person being chased all of us know, it is the P2B. It is P2B for him not to be in the ballot. If P2B enters any other party today, trouble will start in that party. Since P2B left Labour Party, has it not settled down? Are they still making noise? Since he left ADC, have they not settled? The truth is that Tinubu wants to take us to a one-party state, but God forbid that he succeed. I say God forbid that Tinubu succeeds. He will not succeed. Because by the time we go to one-party state, we from there advance to monarchical democracy. That is where the ministers, the governors will put their son in houses of assembly, house of rep, chairman, and will be grooming them to come and take up positions after them when they die. But I say, God forbid. This is less than 2 million Nigerians controlling our resources, controlling our political life, controlling everything about us and destroying us. I say, God forbid.
Well, you are saying God forbid, but the question is, I know many people are believing or thinking or aligning with their thoughts that one man is being pursued. Or
But
one
that's the truth.
But then, APM, it's not APC.
No,
APM is not APC.
Let me
using
tell you,
APM to...
Let me tell you, when they will cry somewhere in, take for instance, a Colombia, and the child dies in Iswafia, the old is in charge. We know how this game works. Of course, we know that. What is APM? Who are the people in APM?
But IPM...
APC is doing all these things. And we know
do you have the evidence?
Which other
You
evidence?
said APC is the one doing this. The question is, do you have the evidence?
Yes, circumstantial evidence.
Circumstantial. So how is it circumstantial?
Now,
Prove it.
Now let me tell you the circumstance.
All right.
APM doesn't have a presidential candidate.
Yes.
They are not a fighting brand to Tinubu and his APC.
Yes.
NDC have a presidential candidate. Of course, a fighting brand to APC and their candidates. Circumstantially, one will be tempted to think that APC is interested in what is happening in NDC. And that is what they have demonstrated. Circumstantial evidence is such evidence that you can prove, given the surrounding circumstance of a particular case. It will not be something you see, something you touch, something you hear, but the surrounding circumstance of that particular case. Of course, everybody knows that APC is interested in this government. They don't want P2B to be in the ballot. But God forbid. But God forbid.
Well, the point is this: you are being emotional about.
I'm not. I'm
so much concerned about the facts and the logic behind everything.
Now, which other fact do you want me to bring forward? Which other do you want me to bring forward? Tell me.
Because there was a time APM said that they applied to be joined in that very suit that the court refused the application.
So a court before whom an application was made dismissed an application. Now the same party dismisses application. As far as between APM and the court and that application, if that actually filed to be joined and the court refused, the court becomes functions official as regards APM being a party to that case. The court becomes functions official. If they actually apply to be joined and the court refused the application, then the court is functions official as regards that particular issue of joining APM or not joining APM. So it is even worse because the court cannot go back. A party will refuse to join that approached you, and then you go back, harvest that party and say, oh, because I didn't join you, maybe it was a mistake or whatever. You are interested party, I didn't join you. I'm not saying that's my judgment. That is a worse situation and a worse judicial rascality that has not been noticed anywhere in Nigeria.
Well,
if APM had applied to join and the same court said, we are not joining you, and the same court relied on the same party who refused to join to say, I'm setting aside this judgment because uninterested parties were not heard, that's the judicial rascality and judicial stupidity.
I think why this is even concerning is because the original, association that was in court saying that they were not actually allowed to do the whole thing was AAP, because they were the one that announced sometime around 28th of February 2026 that they would challenge legal action seeking NDC's deregistration, alleging that NDC was registered in place of AAP. Remember, they felt that they were going for registration. NDC was also going for registration, and they say that instead of AAP being registered, NDC was registered. They will challenge that in court. But that's what they say. But that is left to be seen. But now, the issue of APM, I think, surfaced in all of this because there seems to be confusion somewhere. The issue in itself is not about registration.
There is no confusion. Self-inflicted
Let
confusion.
me tell you. Hold on. The issue here for me has to do with APM's
Logo.
national legal advisor. That's the issue. Not even logo. The issue of logo, when you come in, I'll explain this to you. The APM's national legal advisor, Barrister Ruben Eguaba, was listed as national legal advisor of both APM and ADC. And this became a separate controversy in May 2026. How can one man be a legal advisor for APM and also a legal advisor for NDC? And the man came out at a point saying that no, he is no more a legal advisor to APM. He had since left APM and joined ADC. No, but people are saying if you go by INEC portal, your name is still there. You did not also inform INEC. Nobody wrote to INEC. How can one man be in two political parties holding two executive positions? But the issue here is, could this be the case? Because at that time, APM now felt that this man cannot serve two masters at the same time. And they brought an issue saying that was why we are knocking at the door of the court, for the court to listen to us on the issue of registration, that the man we have in our own APM has suddenly become the national legal advisor of NDC. For that reason, do not register the party. That is on one hand. Then we also have the other party, AAP, saying you took our place of registration. And that's why when they made their case, they said that they will fight for that. But why APM is in the picture now is because of this man. And I recall.
It's because of what?
The man, national legal advisor. One man serving as national legal advisor to both APM and also NDC.
Okay, let me come in at this juncture.
Yeah.
Lawyers are like cab drivers. Whoever waves down your vehicle, you carry the person. National legal advisor of a party does not necessarily mean that he's a member of the party. He's doing his work as a lawyer to the party. I can be legal advisor to Udala Radio, a legal advisor to Base FM. You cannot stop me from being legal advisor to two fighting brands. But the point is, even if that is wrong for him to be legal advisor of two parties at the same time, is the court supposed to punish the person or to punish the party? It is the person that the court will look at, not the party.
Not the party. No.
You cannot because I offended the Electoral Act, punish my party. You only punish me that offended the Electoral Act, not the party. Okay. So the point that one is a double legal advisor to different parties does not change anything. Does not mean that you must punish the party. Now, the party that is complaining that they stole our logo, the court could have said, okay.
That is PMP.
PMP. The court
Yes.
could have said, okay, oh, this is the logo of PMP. This is their complaint. Okay, NDC, change your logo.
But the truth is, did NDC steal the logo of Peace Movement Party? Because that's the claim.
That is the point.
Because
and
the
how
Peace
can
Movement
you
Party saying that they stole their logo.
Let me even tell you, you cannot be talking of a logo of a political party when you are just a political association. You can talk of a logo if you are registered as a political party with a logo. Do you understand? So, as far as MP, what's the name of the party again?
The PMP.
PMP.
And APM has to do with issue of double national.
And I'm telling you that
but
if you are talking of double, somebody being a body double in this party, a legal advisor, you can be a legal advisor to a party without necessarily being a member of that party. There's no constitution, there's no law. The constitution is not say.
But it's one of the offices curated by most parties, NWC.
Yes.
It's one of the offices.
Yes. National legal advisor. It did not provide that you must be there's no law that say you must be a member of that political
But you cannot
party
serve as national legal advisor to both parties.
There is no.
You cannot.
You cannot. You are a lawyer. You're a lawyer. You can serve. You
mustn't be a lawyer to even serve as national legal advisor. You mustn't be a lawyer as well.
Exactly. So if you hire me as a lawyer, I work for you. If that person hires me as a lawyer, I work for you.
But based on
where there is conflict of interest in a particular case, I will recuse myself and tell you.
The man said he has recused himself from APM. Now he is a member
And
but then the point is, why were you there before?
No. He's been there. Even being in 3 parties. Who is to be punished? Is it the political party
Or the person?
And
the court should punish the person.
The person should be punished.
But
the political party, if you feel that he is a body double in your political party, you can remove him. You have that power.
Right.
You can, if he resists, you can sue him to court. Right. So must his presence in 2 parties be used to punish a political party?
That was not the reason Justice Asa Denshin gave. His reason was that the PMP should have been joined before the earlier judgment was delivered. That was his reason. The PMP that was making a claim, not APA, because we had thought before now that it was.
Where were they making that claim? Outside the court or inside the court?
They say that they came knocking at the doors of the court to be joined.
By an application?
By application, yes. That the court constitutionally defected by not listening to them. That they were making claims that NDC stole their logo, the 2 fingers in the air, stole their logo. That the court said the court itself made a very grave mistake for not joining or allowing or making orders sumoto for these people to be joined, and for not have listened to them.
And the same court used that not joining them as a foot march.
Yes,
to now set aside his judgment.
That's what the court did.
And I say that is judicial rascality, judicial pettiness, and judicial stupidity. Somebody has come to say, join me. You said, I cannot join you. As regards the issue of joining that particular political party, that court has become functus officio. As regards that particular issue, the court cannot do any other thing about it. The political party could have gone on appeal. Because there is a judgment already, there is a rule already. A ruling which you are supposed to appeal. You have no other reason to go back to that court. Your application for joinder was dismissed. Because it was dismissed, the option available to you is to go to an appellate court. You didn't go to appellate court. You now went back to the same court that dismissed your application for joinder to tell the same court, set aside this judgment too because you did not join us. And that court listened to you.
Well, let me ask you something.
Set aside the judgment.
As a lawyer,
yes.
If an application comes before a court for an interested party to be joined in a suit, and the court refuses to join that interested party, can the interested party proceed to appeal court to challenge the decision of the court not to have joined it in that very suit?
Of course. It's a ruling within 14 days. The moment you make an application to a court, call it trial court, call it the court below, you make an application to a court for a particular order, and the court refuses to make that order, the option open to you is to proceed to an appellate court. It is not an option, a court that have refused your application on a particular issue, for you to go back to the same court and say, oh, my lord, you refused application on this issue, but you are interested party. And then that court now reverse, overrule himself on that order.
After 6 months.
Even if it's after 3 days. Has become fortunes of issue. Doesn't have jurisdiction to go back to that issue again. So you've made a ruling one way or the other.
And you said in law it is settled that once a court has delivered a judgment, it has no jurisdiction on the matter again. It cannot go back to that matter. But you said on 3 exceptions. You said one, it has to be by maybe nullity, where it has no jurisdiction
at all
in the first instance,
or maybe
by fraud.
Well, maybe the other party suppressed material fact.
Yes,
but in this case, it was not obtained. The judgment was not obtained by fraud. Material facts were not suppressed because the party you used as a foot march to now set aside your judgment came before you begging, join me.
And they were never a party.
And they were never a
party. At what point does an interested, I wouldn't call it party because I don't want to use the word party, I want to use another name now. At what point would an interested entity be referred as a party to a suit?
When you become when the court joins you,
you become a party.
When you are sued, or when you are suing somebody. You cannot be, in short, at the stage of application for joinder, the only thing your counsel can do is to take that application for joinder. He cannot even say a word in the battle between the parties on record before the court.
You just present the application to the court registrar?
No, to the court registrar. You come and take your application before the court. My lord, join me. I'm interested in this matter. These are my reasons. The court will look at your affidavit, look at your reasons. If the court considers it what the court joins you, if the court refuses to join you and you feel you ought to be joined, you go to an appellate court. You don't go back to that court. That court is functus officio. That court has no jurisdiction again over that particular issue that he has resolved either to the left or to the right. But it is strange that the same court, a party will refuse to join, apply to you again, oh, because you didn't join me, set aside your judgment, and then the court set aside that judgment. I have no words to describe such judgment other than to say it amounts to judicial pettiness and judicial rascality. And we do hope that the Court of Appeal will quickly do something, especially where steps have been taken, major steps have been taken by the parties. INEC have taken steps to register NDC. NDC have taken steps to fielding candidates, participating in the election. In my Enugu North senatorial zone, NDC fielded a candidate for senatorial election, participated in the election, and then you now say, oh, you are no more a party. By implication, the senatorial candidate of NDC in Enugu North that lost, if he goes to the tribunal, what is that party to come and say, oh, you are not more, you didn't
you're no more a member. In fact, your party is not more a political party.
A political party. Because you have to, if you are suing, you have to, votes are being casted for a political party. You have to make your political party a party.
All right.
You have to make yourself a party. So by the time you make NDC a party, that's you say, oh, no. Proper parties are not before the court.
All right, at least
the judge did not know the extent to which his judgment will go.
You think the judge did not know? All right, let's quickly take a moment. When we come back, we are going to continue with this very conversation. It's heating up because I'm going to ask you a lot of questions, because definitely we're going to look at this very judge, everything about him, why he gave the order he gave, and his experience even at the bench, and a lot more. Just don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
104.7 FM. Travel, Okwaya, my guy. Follow who no road. If you dey feel like say you wan travel this night, no worry. Travel smart, travel safe, travel in comfort and style with GO night bus service from Onitsha and Asaba, going straight to Abuja. Whether you're heading to Maraba, Kubwa, Utako, or Abuja Central, GO Transport gives you a smooth and comfortable journey all night. Experienced drivers dey, modern luxury buses dey, and a commitment to passenger safety. Departure time is 7:30 p.m. daily.
Welcome to Crossfire, as he puts guests on the hot seat, drilling them with the tough questions, demanding the hard truths, and leaving no room for half measures. Get ready for fearless conversations and uncompromising analysis. Crossfire, exclusive on Udala 104.7 FM Onitsha, every Saturday from 9 a.m.
Yeah, welcome back. It is Crossfire on Udala 104.7 FM. This lovely Saturday morning, the 27th day in the month of June in the year 2026. Is environmental sanitation going on here in Anambra State. It's about 51 minutes down the hour of 9. That is about 9 minutes to 10. And we are here talking about developments around NDC court ordered deregistration. And I have in the studio with me Barrister Ogunnadi is a senior advocate.
No.
You don't understand what I want to say. Senior advocate of the masses. No. In fact, I will strip that one from you because I know you're not for the masses. You are for NDC.
I'm for the masses.
You are for the NDC.
NDC is for the masses.
Oh, the NDC is for the masses.
Of course.
I wanted to call you the senior advocate of the masses. I remember that
I'm
the senior advocate of the people. You know, my own is senior advocate of the people.
I accept the upper advocate of the masses. I was afraid whether I come
remember,
said no.
Michael Zokeme was stripped of his senior advocate of Nigerian rank based on the legal
property purchase in
London. And people were saying that there were other SANs that had such issues, but they waited till the court made pronouncement before they were stripped. That in this case, that he was still under trial, he's still under trial as we speak. How can you strip somebody of his senior advocate of Nigerian rank when the trial is ongoing? But the legal practitioners privilege committee say that they wanted to preserve the integrity of that rank.
That rank. Yes.
And they wanted to preserve integrity. But people are asking questions: when did you start stripping somebody who is on trial? Or the practice had always been you strip the person when judgment has been tendered or delivered in the matter. because people are saying you can't create discrepancy, you can't create two methodologies, especially when it has to do with this issue. If it is on this person, if you look at the person, if the person aligns with the interest, it becomes something you do while the trial is going on. But if the person does not align with the interest, see, the question is, are there really partisan in this case? I know you wouldn't want to go in there, but that's not why you are here. But do you think it is right for him to be stripped while the trial is going on?
Many senior advocates that I will mention their names, I've had that rank removed from them temporarily.
While the trial is ongoing?
Even where there is no trial.
Oh, where there is no trial?
If there is a strong, verifiable petition against you.
And prima facie established.
Exactly. Without necessarily going to court. You can be stripped of that rank.
Oh, okay.
That is it. So I think that is what happened. But like you rightly said, I don't want to go.
You don't want to go there. Because we know the property in question has to do with the one linked to Jeremiah Husseini. Many of us who know the story. But that's, by the way, that's not what we are here. Let's now talk about this judge that delivered this very judgment. It's important we get to know much about him. He's from Adamawa State, there's no doubt. I'm also aware he studied law at Ahmadu Bello University. He graduated in 1986 and was called to the Nigerian bar in 1988. In fact, before becoming a federal high court judge, he served in the judiciary as a registrar. From registrar, he served as a magistrate. From magistrate, he served as a senior magistrate and also chief magistrate. He was appointed a judge of the Federal High Court on 2nd December 2015. We know very well that he's currently posted to the Federal High Court Lokoja Division. This is a man who has experience, who has been in judiciary for a very long time, who even served as a registrar of a court. From being a registrar of a court, he served as a magistrate, from magistrate to senior magistrate, from senior magistrate to chief magistrate. From being chief magistrate, he was appointed a judge of the Federal High Court in 2015. So he has the experience. So he knows all these things. He knows the procedures. He knows the law. I want to ask you, Barrister Ogunadi, do you think you know more than the judge with this background?
Do you know, the law is an open expo. The law is in the books. The difference between this lawyer and that lawyer is that one knows where to find the law and the other one does not know where to find the law. The law is in the books. We don't even need to start talking of experience when we are talking of a judge. The law is said to be buried very close to the chest of the judge. And the judges are gods on earth. They have power over life and death. They are gods on earth. He's an experienced judge. In some judgments, if you read some judgments, the court will say, in my view. What in my view means is the way the judge appreciates the law married with the facts. So I want to give him the honor of saying that he reversed himself in his view. But the point is that when that your view is subjected to a litmus test before an appellate court, what will the appellate court, coupled of not less than 3 judges, say of that your view? This law is very clear. It is written somewhere. Every law you are going to apply procedurally, statutorily, statute law, all these things, procedures, case laws, they are written. They are not hidden. So if you feel that, a party have approached me for joinder, I refused application for joinder, the party came back and told me to set aside my entire judgment. Not even set aside, we are ruling for not joining him, but the entire judgment because he will not join. And you set it aside. Let us test it at the Court of Appeal. If P2B is not in NDC, that judgment could have suited today.
You mean if P2B were not to be
in NDC,
that it would have been a forgotten judgment?
Nobody will go back to that court.
But we saw somebody, Omar Ado. I remember when NDC was registered as a political party, we saw Omar Ado. Omar Ado, remember him, and then he was, in fact, pushing for the registration of All Democratic Alliance, ADA, the one we call ADA. And in May, in fact, I think he made a very statement when Peter B had also entered.
He had a short fight online with Serekide Dixon.
Exactly.
And he ended it there.
Exactly. He publicly vowed to challenge NDC's registration, arguing that the party did not pass through the normal registration process prescribed by INEC. You remember, he was vocal about it. I saw him on television many times. He was pushing. He said that he would challenge the registration of NDC.
What is his locus? He doesn't have the locus to challenge NDC.
But that's the point.
He doesn't have the
locus.
He
said that why would INEC allow registration of NDC when he did not pass through registration requirements?
Even if he had all those grounds, he doesn't have the locus. What has he suffered more than any other Nigerian by the registration of NDC? All this is just trying to chase P2B around. That's what they're doing. And it is a pity. It is a pity that is happening this way and we are tolerating it. It's just a pity. If P2B come out tomorrow and say, I am no more contesting this election, you will see APC dancing over everywhere.
But everybody thought that it was because of P2B that ADC was having problems. But we saw what happened. P2B defected from ADC, African Democratic Congress, down to NDC, and they still continue with their problem. The problem did not vanish. We thought that if P2B leaves ADC, that the problem will vanish. But the problem did not vanish. It continued because we saw court ruling on issue of ADC.
No. The problem in ADC now is cosmetic. It has become academic. Now, let me tell you, they say they want to, I think there's an adjournment to discuss, to take a decision on whether or not to register ADC as well. Because the moment P2B left ADC, the fight kind of went into abeyance, at least in the public domain. Now that they've gotten P2B in NDC as they think, but God forbid that they will succeed. ADC fight, I tell you, we end up in favor of ADC. ADC also have their candidates submitted to INEC. You know the presidential candidate of ADC. Me and you know. If that problem had been boiling, you could have seen parallel primary election in ADC. Did you see such? Every fight is against P2B. If P2B enters the most moribund party in Nigeria today, that party will become alive and then fight will sit immediately because P2B is there.
You know why your argument sounds not complete? It's because P2B left ADC and the problem they have continued. The problem did not vanish.
No. I told you the problem in ADC is cosmetic as far as I'm concerned, because it did not stop ADC from proceeding to produce their candidates for the election. Me and you know that took the president candidate for ADC. Me and you know when I think it was last 2 weeks or so, INEC attempted to deregister ADC, and within hours they registered, they reversed their position. Have you not aware of that? If P2B is in NDC, that decision could have continued. So leave matter for Matthias. We know what's happening in Nigeria.
Because remember that even as we speak, there was a court ruling directing Federal High Court, in fact, directing INEC to register African Democratic Congress and four other political parties. But we saw what happened
within hours.
Because appeal court
within hours
set aside the very judgment and called a judge that he should not be on the bench, that he's not qualified, he's not even fit to be on the bench.
Within hours. Let us see what happened to this other judge of the Federal High Court because P2B is involved. Let's see what happened. Within hours, that one was reversed. Let's see what happens. Let's see what the appellate court will say.
All right. Well, if that be the case, let's see what the appellate court will say.
Yes.
But you believe that it's a gang up against one man. That's what you believe. But then there are other Nigerians that believe it's not so. But the man is saying it is because they don't want me to be on the ballot. But if you look at all these things happening, not just one person. We're talking about APM. We're talking about a Peace Movement Party. We also talk about even Omar Ado of ADA. There are a lot of problems around.
Excuse me.
The question is, why did P2B join NDC, knowing very well that they had quite a lot of issues? Because he said before they joined ADC, they considered different political parties and felt that ADC had lesser problems. Because if you look at it, even though you have made a salient point on the issue of the National Legal Advisor, who many thought belonged to APM and also belonged to NDC, but they said that party should not be punished, but rather the person. But sometimes, you know how these things functions. Because sometimes there's no way you excrete the fish from the river. even when you want to punish the fish for what the fish has done, you cannot also flood the river for allowing that to be the case.
No, when you want to punish the fish, you remove the fish from the river and take it to the kitchen.
Because without the fish, no river. Without the river, no fish.
No. When you want to punish the fish, you remove the fish and take it to the kitchen.
Because you know
you can't. Let me come. Let me come. Let us be honest. Let us be factual. Let us be honest. Let us talk what is real. Let us discuss as if we are talking of animate persons, animate objects, and not inanimate. Let us not be extremely theoretical about what we are trying to say. Me and you know that P2B is Tinubu's fighting brand. Me and you know that the moment P2B left ADC for reasonable political reasons, he was not a pioneer member of the formation of a coalition that resulted to ADC. He was not a pioneer member. He joined. But when he saw that Atiku is the owner of everything there, he reasonably left for NDC. And when P2B joined NDC, there was no crisis in NDC. NDC was flowing. I must in NDC. I contested for House of Reps and lost under NDC.
You?
Yes.
Oh, I never knew you can't carry member of NDC.
I am.
You contested for the House of Representatives?
Yes, boldly I am.
And you lost the ticket?
Yes.
To who?
To my good friend, good brother.
Matthias Ezak.
Not Matthias Ezako. Our own is Suka Igbeze South.
Okay.
I lost to Dr. Hilary Onyishi. My good friend, my good brother. Do you understand? So what I'm trying to say is that you do not start whatever they are doing now is what we call in law ad hominem. Chasing a person, not chasing a process. Ad hominem. Let me tell you where these people are going if you don't know. Let me tell you. A few days ago, the state police bill went through. In the next 2 or 3 months, state police will be consulted. Do you know where they want to pick these state police officers from? From all the urchins and thugs within the state.
How would you know that?
I'm coming. Listen.
Is there speculation?
No, I'm not speculating.
Is there speculation?
There are things I know.
You don't have material facts.
There are things I know.
These are your thoughts.
There are things I know which I will not air.
Okay.
But what I'm trying to tell you is that they will mop up all the urchins in the villages for the purpose of this election and consult them to state police to oppress the opposition. I tell you what, if they succeed in making Nigeria a one-party state, and I repeat, may God forbid, they will quickly change the constitution for a 6-year single term for the governor and the president. And you see all the president and all the governors returning to do 10 years in office. That is a mechanical third term that are going towards. It's dangerous for Nigeria. It's dangerous for Nigeria. I just hope that there will be a serious fighting brand against APC. Otherwise, we are going down the doldrum.
All right, let's really open the phone lines and allow our listeners to come in. Of course, we've been talking, and we have in the studio with us this very morning Barrister Obunnadi. He is a barrister at law, also a public affairs analyst, a public commentator, and somebody who is into issues now. You have heard from him that he is a politician. Of course, he said it himself that he even contested primaries under NDC but lost the primary. So he's a politician and also a lawyer, a public affairs analyst, and also a public commentator. We have him in the studio. Listen to him, and then we have canvassed every angle to this issue of NDC court-ordered deregistration. Just like he said, the same happened to ADC, but appeal court immediately called out the judge that made such pronouncement and said he is not fit to be on the bench. That is what they call judicial rascality. And then we asked also, what has Justice Issa Denshen, has he done what you can describe as judicial rascality? Because our guest described what he did as judicial rascality, but
penitence.
Judicial penitence.
Yes,
that's what he used. But in any case, we said, of course, he has experience, having served in different categories. And also somebody who has been in that very seat for how many years? For past 11 years. That tells you, can he make such a mistake if what he did was actually a mistake? And when the issues of Fontus officials, we know very well. After many months, you came back and then said you've reversed the judgment. This is my first time of hearing this anyway. I have not heard that a court after 6 months. But I have not heard it all this while. And I did say the last time we were here, are we going to have the likes of Justice Ewebo? Many of us know Justice Ewebo, who was compulsorily retired by NJC at a point. I don't know. Remember, I'm still Honorable Speaker Tony Lisambeki, and then we begin by calling out the number 0803 221 6973 or 0803 827 6694. Let's go straight to the phone lines. Hello, good morning. You don't need to rush the lines. You have to take it one after the other. You are rushing the lines. I think the lines are being rushed. We have to really let everybody off and then come back.
The topic is really a hot one.
I don't know. It has always been like this.
Don't be surprised.
It's not about the topic. It has always been like this. I know I've said it many times. This is the most listened political program in the entire southern part of the country. Good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning, my honorable Dr. Tony.
You're welcome.
Good morning, our guests in the house.
Good morning, my good brother.
All over the world. I am honorable for his full Eloy. See you from our day.
You're welcome, Prince O. Eloy.
It's all right, Mr. First of all, I want to say it's a very sad news. You having the death of our beloved Honorable Monday Benson. It's really a sad story. We're not now. I'm not hold myself concerning that incident that this is life. Because this is one of our big heads in this parliament or in this organization. Sometimes we call him constitutional encyclopedia. Because he always comes with the constitution, quoting the constitution here and there. It's really a careful experience hearing the book of Monday Johnson. But nevertheless, there's nothing we can do. Want all the parliamentarians and all of us that knows you, let's console ourselves. Then coming to the latest on ground about the registration of NDC, the political party. In fact, this is one of the reasons we are jubilating for the state for this bill that has been signed. At least we need to remove some powers from the president. Some power should be released from the president. I have Felix Alana saying that unemployment should be the priority first. Yes, very good. Unemployment is very important. But for the fact that the power has been removed from the president, everybody should be jubilated about that. So we should still come to a time when the judiciary will not be appointed by the president, the chief judge. It will not be appointed by the president. I rest my submission here.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
All right, good morning. Good morning, you're welcome. It's good to have you.
Good morning, my speaker, Tony Lisambeki.
You are welcome.
Thank you, my speaker. Today, I'm not here for politics. I'm here to commiserate with the family of Monday Johnson that we lost. It's a very tragic one. On Saturday, I could remember that immediately after Crossfire, I speak with Monday Johnson for more than 30 minutes. The same Saturday. And we talk a lot. I never know that is the last I'm going to hear the voice of Monday Johnson. I never knew that I won't hear the voice of Monday Johnson. I start hearing that he was died by flood, carried away by. It was very disheartened. But my prayer goes to the family and friends and well wishers of Monday Johnson. Anybody that knows Monday Johnson, know that Monday Johnson is somebody that stands on the truth, that stand on equity, that stand on the justice. Monday Johnson can never be in a place and you would like to shoot anybody. Monday Johnson will never allow that to happen. And we just lose this guy this way. But we don't know, but God knows the best. But we pray that God will grant him a rest, his kingdom, because it's very disheartening. I don't know what to say. My heart is bleeding. But may the souls of Monday Johnson and those of faithful departed rest in perfect peace. Amen.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Even when we didn't see this happening, but it has happened. Good morning, you're welcome. It's good to have you.
Hello.
You're welcome.
Honorable Monday
You're
Yes,
welcome.
sorry, my brother. Good morning. Good morning. I
You're
was
welcome.
discussing with my
Good
brother
morning.
here. Good morning, sir.
You're welcome. What's your name and
Tony,
where you calling
yes.
from?
Happy weekend to you, sir.
You're welcome. Where
Oh,
are you
so
from?
sorry, my condolence to the family of our Right Honorable Monte Johnson. We miss. Hey, you not even miss. I lost a man of history. That there's no one. When he was calling, I was saying that he's an Delta man because I always listen to him both in DBS and other radio. Oh, it's very painful. It's very painful. Well, may so rest in peace. My brother, back to the business of the day. This is what I always say, that kingdom of heaven suffering violence, and violence take it by force. And the handwriting, we can now see it in the wall. I always ask NDC, what are the things that you put on ground? You have the support of the masses in what way? Yes, I'm a member of NDC. I support, and in fact, I'm not a member of any political party, but I support what is right. I support the life. Because there's no one put for this calamity and painful, renew shame and renew poverty and frustration that we see today. Now we have this NDC as the only hope, not the alphabet, but the man at the front. Now, my point is this, my question is this, I always ask, what did you put on ground? Because there is no more peace. There is no, even heaven happened to be the most peaceful place, sir. But you hear the founder of heaven, which is God, telling you that for you to have access to this heaven, there is suffering violence. And it's only violence will take it by force. And here we are, you dance with a Satan, and you always preach gospel. It will not work. Now the judge that gave this judgment, after judgment here, he went back home and slept peacefully, and nothing happened. See, this is first attempt. If there's nothing happen, you see that these people will have it their way. They are telling you, go and try this. See what they are waiting for reaction, what they will do. Okay, I will support you. But if I'm supporting you now on air, a time comes that you will need my strength. What kind of thing did you put on ground that I will have the strength to fight to make sure that I defend you to the core? I defend you to the end. Please, coming 2027, I tell you, take it or you leave it. It is do or die affair. Then if you don't ready for war, then forget about this matter of NDC coming. If you are not ready, but war, either you die or die, or you the right thing to be done. Then you forget about it. These people are not ready for peace. So you see somebody with AK-47, you are looking for wood, for pure water, you are calling pastor, carrying Bible. Okay, now, let's watch and see. This is the first attempt. And if they eventually succeed this attempt, you will see what will happen coming 2027. The judge give the judgment, and he went back home and sleep. Wake up, nothing happened. They are waiting. They are waiting to see this. What will be the next step? And if there is nothing happen, well, let's watch and see. But I can tell you, there is no peace. But if you think that you will approach this with peace, then you are wasting time. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you so much. Good morning, you're welcome. It's good to have you.
Good morning, my honorable speaker. Good morning, guest in the studio.
You're welcome.
Barrister, good morning.
Good morning, my
Anthony
brother.
Mecheta, with you from Onitsha.
You're welcome, Anthony Mecheta.
My deepest commiseration to the loss of a fellow comrade. It is just saddening to hear, because I was hearing about the victim of last Saturday's flood, but I didn't know that he was a victim. So very, very sad to hear. My sincere condolences and commiserations to the families. And it's a big loss to us, even the concerned citizens of this nation. Now let me just bear my few thoughts on the issues at hand. There is no need belaboring the point on whether the legality of or the risk of what happened by the High Court, by the judge in the High Court in Lokoja concerning this judgment. You see, the sad note about our democracy is that the pillars of democracy, which is the judiciary, is being manhandled and manipulated by the executive. So this kangaroo judgment, which I can call it, or a flimsy one, since the court we used to penalize litigants for wasting the time of the court, I will know what the NJC will do about the judge that delivered the judgment. We have read about his experiences or what, but for me, he knows the truth. But because maybe there is a superior interest by the people in authority, he decided to wait. And one man has been a threat to this administration. We all have been saying that the court is clear for the APC, for the president. But why is he chasing around one man on this upcoming election? So this judgment, as the lawyer has explained, is even by common sense as is known as to be a political judgment, because there is no reason why you can wash your own judgment on a flimsy ground. It is a pointer to know that one man is being pursued, and because our election has been judicialized, that is why we develop cold feet, apathy towards the election, because you can go to the polling booth to exercise your franchise, and at the end, even the judiciary that is meant to protect, to guard the rights of citizens, like our speaker always said, that the government should protect, should shield citizens from being duped, from being exploited. Even the same judiciary, who should be the pillar of democracy, you see them faltering in one aspect or the other. Let them allow the election to go through and allow fair opportunity for everyone to contest. Let the most popular candidate, better candidate, win. Mostly oppositions and opponents. We do not mean what for democracy. That is why I'm against state police in this country, in this nation, this Nigeria. We are institutions does not work, and we are talking about state police. It is an avenue for governors to empower governors, because now the president has majority of the governors at his pocket, and he wants to empower them with this state police. And that is why the presidential candidate or the former Labour presidential candidate Peter Obi said that if the president is not opposed to state police, then let 2027 election pass. Then if he's been voted in, then he can go, because it's a tool to mob through opponents so that he can come to power. So that's why let this state police system be suspended for now, because there is an abuse and the institutions doesn't work here. There's a high-handedness and hijacking of institutions by the executives. And when these things come to be now, those governors who are allies to his mandate will be empowered to enforce, to make sure that there is a perpetuation of his dynasty even in Nigeria. So for me, it's a sad situation, and there's no confidence in approaching.
All right, we got you,
Anthony
Amacheta.
People
Thank
that
you
are
so
meant to
much.
protect our rights,
Thank you
they
so
are
much.
weak in doing that. Let me rest my submission here, because
All right, thank you so much. We got you, and we are saying that each of state police, that the president wants to empower the governors to use these state police to rig the elections. That's what we are trying. As if the federal police cannot also be used by the governors. That argument for me.
No. Let me take you back to a case in Enugu State.
Quickly.
Bishop Eyitene and Jim Nwobodo. Bishop Eyitene was the commissioner of police in Anambra State then.
Yeah.
Jim Nwobodo was the governor.
Okay.
The governor will give Bishop Eyitene, or that Bishop Eyitene will tell Jim Nwobodo, I am not under you. I am a federal police officer. I take orders from the president and the
because Jim was not in.
No. I'm just telling you.
I understand you. Look at my point.
It went to court. Well, the point I want to make is this. Yes, the federal government can use
the governors, because they are with the president. They are with the president.
No, the federal government can use this federal police to do whatever they want to do. Yeah. But state police is a localized.
I understand
police.
your point. Look at the
where they will pick in talks and give them license.
Look at the circumstance. Look at the circumstance. Almost all the 36 governors outside Makinde and Bala Muhammad. Outside Oti. No, Oti is with the president. No doubt. Oti is with the president, just that he's not vocal about it. The two persons that are not with Mr. President is Makinde and Bala Muhammad. Yeah. 34 state governors are with the president. So, and they decide the kind of commissioner of police they want. These 34 governors, if they don't want a particular police commissioner, they will tell the president.
I don't want this man.
It will change immediately. You know why? because they are in good terms with the president.
Yes.
So the point I'm trying to make is, if these state governors can as well use the state police to do whatever they want to do, they can as well use the federal police because they are in good terms with the president as we speak. So that is it. Let's go back to the phone lines. I think we take this call and then we go for a commercial break and come back.
Hello.
Good morning. You're welcome.
Mr. Speaker, good morning to you.
You're welcome.
You guys in the studio.
You're welcome.
Good morning.
My
Well,
name is
thank
Speaker
you.
from Onitsha.
You're welcome.
You are saying concerning state police. I don't know why people are having fear of this.
Yeah.
If federal state want to lead the election just like this, the whole governors are under him. He will still command the commissioner of police to listen to the governors. As simple as that.
Simple.
So anybody who is bringing this, I don't know, you're just with this sentiment that is not even, how will I put it? If the Mr. President want to rig the election with the police commissioners in your state, he can still rig that election. Simple and short. Then on the side of, will I call it kangaroo judgment or backyard judgment or where benefits judgment? Please, my speaker, it is high time. I'm even calling for the NDLA to start investigating judges now because I don't know, because some of the judgments I cannot even explain. Sometimes we see it as a co-loose judgment or maybe drug. I don't understand. How can somebody got an appeal? Got an appeal after the judgment has been given, and under appeal, please tell me where it happened. Under appeal and a judgment was reversed. I regret to be a Nigerian. I think how can somebody doesn't explain this to me? Okay, even if the judge has to consider that appeal for them to be they are not joining the suit.
Sorry, before you move. Sorry, before you move ahead. It's not an appeal. The court actually set aside its own judgment. It's not an appeal.
There was an application to the court. He didn't go to appeal
judgment.
court. He didn't listen to us when we were making
No. What I mean, they appeal for them to be joined because they are not joined on that particular thing.
Yes, okay.
That judgment.
Okay.
That the court supposed to upturn the judgment already.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that even if that what they are praying for is accepted by the court, it is supposed to be a retrial. Yes, because they don't give any evidence that we made.
No. The court said that the court is going to start
Afresh. That's the retrial.
Yeah,
that's what the court said.
retrial.
Said
So
their
the court
judgment.
is going to start afresh.
Yes, that's what he said.
That's what the court said.
Okay, even if as that, it is good enough to hear. But to me, so long as they are not joined on that suit, the court himself forgetting himself, it is not commanded for as in maybe trying to tell the court to bring APM to be joined on that particular area. Then themselves they did not come. That means they are not interested. It should be on the two parties that are interested on that particular case. If APM feels that they are supposed to be joined on that suit, they should come and appeal. Simple and short. Honestly, I am still calling of NDLA to start taking on our judges. Just like the one that get judgment on concerning I think KDC case, of which an appeal court said that we shouldn't continue with that trial based on what they have on their table. You see a judge, a Nigerian judge under NJC as a body, still disrespect a higher court, and up to today nothing happens to that particular judge. And you think that other judges are not going to follow suit? We should be ashamed of this country. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Let's quickly take a moment. When we come back, there are a lot of calls coming in and people want to talk. It's actually generating quite a lot of conversations. Let's take a moment. When we come back, we are going to continue with the whole argument. Remember, this is Crossfire on Udala 104.7 FM. We'll be right back after the break.
Udala Radio 104.7 FM.
When the stakes are high, the debates get hotter. When the issues demand clarity, we bring the fire. Welcome to Crossfire. Crossfire, where politics meets perspective, where issues are dissected, and where no topic is off limits. From the corridors of power to the pulse of the streets, we break down the politics, the controversies, and the decisions that shape our nation. Join Dr. Tony Olisangbeki as he puts guests on the hot seat, drilling them with the tough questions, demanding the hard truths, and leaving no room for half measures. Get ready for fearless conversations and uncompromising analysis. Crossfire, exclusive on Udala 104.7 FM Onitsha, every Saturday from 9 a.m.
Quality bread, Wendy's bread, for your family breakfast. Wendy's bread, how about you turn it to yellow? Wendy's bread, mama, papa, they like Wendy's bread, you turn it and do. Wendy's bread, even children, they like Wendy's bread. Wendy's bread, and in town. Wendy's bread, you get it better, tasty, we go sweet your belly. Wendy's bread, Wendy's
Wendy's bread, tasty bread. You can contact us on our official address, Second Business Park, Enugu Road, GRA, beside Onitsha, Anambra State. We also have another branch at St. Michael Plaza, Atani Road. Also contact us on 070-1149-1571. Wendy's bread, your tasty bread.
Wendy's bread. If you see my baby, you go shut up.
Ụmụnwaanyị ibe m, ị chọrọ ịma mma? Ị chọrọ ka obi sie gị n'ebe arụ gị dị?
No, nwanne m na Anna Secret Wellness na Beauty. Ebe a pụrụ ịtụkwasị obi maka mma nwaanyị, ahụike, nlekọta akpụkpọ ahụ na ngwaahịa na-enyere aka ime ka ahụ maa mma. Ị na-achọ ngwaahịa maka ịdọnye anụ ahụ n'arụ nke ga-akwalite ukwu gị ma ọ bụ nri nwa gị. Ị chọrọ ụzọ ị ga-esi tanata ahụ. Ị chọkwara nụ slimming tea, slimming coffee ma ọ bụ ihe ga-etikwa afọ gị. Anna Secret nwere ihe ndị a niile. Site na ngwaahịa maka nlekọta ahụ ụmụ nwaanyị, gaa na ngwaahịa ga-eme ka akpụkpọ ahụ gị na-egbuke egbuke, ọgwụ ga-akwalite ahụike gị, ncha, scrub na ọtụtụ ihe ndị ọzọ. Ngwaahịa dị mma bụ nkwa anyị na-ekwe gị. Kpọtụrụ anyị taa na Eastern Bridge Filling Station, Monarch Junction, n'akụkụ Crunchies Old Road Mkpọ. Gbaa ma ọ bụ zitere anyị ozi na WhatsApp n'akara ekwentị a 08060665069. Gaa na annasecrets.co ị ga-enweta anyị.
Anna Secret, anyị ga-eme ka ụdị mma ahụ ahụ ibu n'obi pụta ihe.
If you see my baby, you go shut up.
The Temple Fathers of Living Christ Mission Worldwide cordially invite friends, well-wishers, and all people of goodwill to the 31st Anniversary Temple Fathers Day celebration. Date, Sunday, 28th June 2026. Venue, Living Christ Mission Spiritual Headquarters, Umugara, Nkwere, Imo State. Chief Speaker and special guest, His Grace, the Most Reverend Professor Daddy Hezekiah, OON, Lord Mayor of Peace, founder, leader and Archbishop of Living Christ Mission Worldwide, and Chancellor of Hezekiah University, Rudy, Chief Host and Mother of the Day, Her Grace, Ambassador Princess Samuel, Divine Gift, Onyinye Omachuku, MON, JP, PhD, Executive President of Living Christ Mission Worldwide, a righteous man who walks in his integrity. Blessed are his children after him. Proverbs 20:7. Come and be blessed. Come and celebrate our fathers. Signed, Ifeanyi Chukwu Vincent Onwanicha, CNA, President, Living Christ Mission Temple Fathers Worldwide.
Udala Radio, 104.7 FM.
You're welcome back. It's still Crossfire on Udala 104.7 FM. Please, for those of you who are on social media, please go to our social media handle. Go to Udala FM on Facebook or YouTube or any of our social media handle, please, and be part of the program. Drop your comment. We're going to look at the comment. And if you also have time, we may also look at the WhatsApp because we will look at comments. Just drop your comments. And for those who would also want to give a tribute for one of us that passed on last Saturday, you can also drop your tribute over there. And remember, this is Crossfire on Udala 104.7 FM, and I'm still in the studio with Barrister Ubunadi. And I'm still your Honorable Speaker, Tony Olisambeki. Let's continue to take your calls. And at the point, we have to marry it with that of Facebook comments, and we continue with that. Remember, you can call 0803 221 6973 or 0803 827 6694. Good morning, you're welcome. It's good to have you.
Good morning, my speaker.
You're welcome.
This is the voice of Honorable Nichi Sokoya from Oration in the man, coming from there.
You're welcome.
My speaker, this is another sad day in my life. When we are about to analyze, I say that there's somebody, something happened. My heart was panting. And when they call Monday Johnson, I shout. I have run up from her room to my room. So that what is happening? I told her that I lost a colleague, wonderful colleague. He asked me who was there, Monday Johnson. He told me that I used to hear this man's voice always. His English, the way he put things in order. But I don't know. Oh, this word is a vanity indeed. See, what would be his feeling when he was in the gutter? What's that date? He's not sick. Not very sick. I rushed into the hospital and died there. But inside the gutter, which is this rain, he's not a new person in Onitsha. I was asking my husband, so maybe somebody preaching inside that gutter, or what happened to them? But all date is dead. I sympathize with the family and the members of this parliament. This is sad news to me. But my speaker, coming to what we are talking, I had this news yesterday from newspaper review in one of our sister radio here. I said that they are trying to force people to be. This is what I say in that radio, precisely church radio. That these were actually forcing people to be. I tell the person who is motivated, I said, which appeal court? Did they went to appeal court? And I'm happy when the lawyer said that it's supposed to be the appeal court that will revise this thing. See, I'm ashamed of our judiciary. I'm ashamed of our APC. Look, they claim that they have all things. What are they fighting against? They claim that they have all the people around them. What are they fighting against? All the governors are with them. The member Senate, the House of Assembly, everybody. What are they fighting against? If he is performing, they claim that the president is performing. He's supposed people to be up and down. I said that God will never allow him to succeed. Look, God knows that there are many ways to punish somebody. If I can be doing this in the one day, death struck you. Death struck you because you are evil. You are not doing the right thing. What are we talking here?
All right, you are going emotional about this. And remember, we are here talking about law. We are here talking about facts. We are here talking about circumstances. We are also here talking about pattern. And for those who are actually saying that there is an attempt to make Nigeria a one-party state.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with one getting emotional when the situation is so emotional.
I think, but we also have to constrain it.
And no. Just that you want to remind the president that death is a possibility. And I think that death is a possibility.
Everybody knows that.
Abacha tried it.
Do you need to remind the president?
No.
You don't need to remind him of that.
When they get to that level, they don't remember death. They don't remember God Almighty. Abacha did it and died.
But they pray most times before they begin any section. So it's a sign that they are all...
If you say they pray, you don't know them. They pretend before they begin every session. Forget it.
One thing you should also have in mind is that, just like I said earlier on, I'm not trying to hold breath because we know very well we have to play our role. I also play the role of devil's advocate. Also understand that there were those when NDC was registered who had vowed to challenge NDC's registration even when before P2B joined. They were there, not because of anything, but you are saying that maybe the momentum spiked the moment he joined. But in any case, your thoughts are yours, and you are also entitled to your opinion. Let's go back to the phone lines. Good morning, you're welcome. It's good to have you.
Yeah, good morning, Chief Dr. Sino Lisambeki.
You're welcome.
Yeah, good morning, our guest.
Thank you. Good morning, my good brother.
I'm I'm not hearing you people, but I think you are hearing me.
We are hearing you very well.
My name is Honorable Christian Eze, greeting you from Mpo. Well, this sad news I heard this morning, it shocked me so much. And I want to use this opportunity to sympathize with the family of Monday Johnson, all his well-wishers, and of course the great People's Parliament, because he is the deputy majority leader of the People's Parliament, and of course, House Committee on Works. I am very surprised to hear the death of Monday Johnson this morning. And for the death that flood, he is always preaching wherever you are, and there is a great flood. Stay one side until the flood subsides. And I'm surprised that the flood that claims his life, may his gentle soul rest in perfect peace.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Honorable Christian Eze. Remember, Monday Johnson, if he were alive, he would have called in before now. He's one person that doesn't miss any section. He doesn't miss any section of our conversation, even during the polity. In fact, from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, he calls in and shares his thoughts. Well, that's the way we have seen it. Let's go back to the phone lines. Good morning. You're welcome.
Hello. Good morning, Police Peke and our guest in the studio.
You're welcome.
Good morning.
Okay, Zone. I'm calling from Africa, Community Idea of Primo State.
You're welcome.
Yes. I don't know why Mr. President, after having all the four of laws on his side, he had the judiciary, he had the police, he had everything. So why is he afraid again? For she one man, he has already known that there's a way to preach purpose to the world. They will not tolerate it. This is coming election is between him. He's at the top of us. And the masses, 200 million Nigerians. Yes, he has already known that. And Mr. Tinubu is inviting anarchy and revolution. What is going to happen? This is too much for us. We won't tolerate it again. Thank you very much and God bless.
All right, okay, Zono, that's your take this morning. Let's go back and then remember, for those of you who have not posted anything on Facebook, please go there. We are waiting and we are going to take your comments. Good morning, you're welcome. It's good to have you.
It's a wonderful morning to you, Dr. Tonio Sambeki. Good morning to the guest at the studio.
Thank you. Good morning.
Honorable Deacon, I'm bringing from Onitsha.
You're welcome. Honorable DK.
On behalf of this very great house, listeners across the Nigerians at large, Mr. Speaker would have thought that a minute silence would have been given to honor one of our comrades who have just passed away. It's difficult for me to believe that he has passed away. Very, very difficult. Mr. Speaker, can you oblige 1 minute? I know the polity is a great program, but Monday is a man that we cannot forget in a hurry. Are we obliged?
Please go on quickly because of time.
That's all right. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, the guests at the studio, listeners across the globe. We cannot bring back one of our comrades, but the fact remains that they have left a legacy. He started with us when we began. Those who are with us know what I'm talking about. Up to date, he's with us, Deputy Majority Leader of the House, which this flood or rain that came on, brought this very sad news to us. I just want to use this media to urge us to the family, to be precise, that we are with them at this time of pain. An injury to one is an injury to all. It's difficult for me to believe, but it's becoming a reality because when you look at the video, they were saying something like a K driver, the person that was giving the report. I'm just studying the video. His clothes were intact. He's looking very, in fact, it's difficult for me to believe, but it's now becoming a reality. So I just want to pray that the Lord will grant him a peaceful rest. Having most times, no matter of years, a man lives in the earth, a woman lives in the earth. But what you left behind, we can now see how everywhere people are falling in tributes. And I just want to use also that media to join all the comrades and on behalf of this very parliament and Udala FM.
Hold on, please. Okay. You are going far. I think remember we don't have what you are saying here. Please.
Oh, so sorry. So sorry about that.
We don't have what you're saying here.
Please, thanks for the correction.
Please.
I just want to say that his soul rests in perfect peace through Christ Jesus, our Lord. Amen.
All right, thank you.
Well, coming to the bone of contention here, so I think there was a statement I just want to quote, Atiku Abubakar. He made this statement, I cannot recall the year. Those who make peaceful change impossible, make violent change inevitable. Council, you can expect that the more. Antonio as well, you understand what I'm talking about. He made this statement long time ago when he was vying for president. And if those who are in the corridors of power are using government machinery, we have 3 tiers of government which they have tied for. Not just only the judiciary, also National Assembly. They have the military. The only thing remaining now is the journalists. Dr. Tony, you are part of the journalists, and if you men are being stifled, and I don't think we may have a voice anymore. Just like what the guest is saying, we don't a one-party stage. You can see the whole governor singing praises of the president, and you can see what is going on in the country. So I just want to say that all hands have to be on deck. Showore is in prison yard. Erufa is in prison yard. Malami is in custody. They are now trying to, every very dark man is being linked allegedly to a coup. They don't want anybody to challenge, or they don't want us to practice democracy anymore in this country. So I just want to urge the journalists, which you are part of, to put up effort, because if you men are being stifled just like other arms of government, bet you me, they can wake up one day and tell you that you have to bear only one children.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Quickly wrap up because of time.
Yes, I'm already done. So all I'm just trying to say, let the rule of law prevail. We can now see the set of judiciary and the rascality coming from that judge. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much, DK, Honorable DK. Remember, this is still Crossfire on Udala 104.7 FM. We still have in our studio Barrister Wunadi. We are still exchanging the fire. That's the Crossfire we are talking about. And then, of course, so many comments on social media. Probably we're going to just take one more call. Then we move over to social media. We move straight to the Facebook so that we can take some comments over there. Good morning. You're welcome.
Morning.
You're welcome.
Dr. Tony Sambiki.
You're welcome.
A very good morning to our guests.
You're welcome.
This is the voice of Chidi Chukuma calling you from Bo.
You're welcome, Chidi Chukuma.
Dr. Tony Sambiki, the very sad news, my heart is breathing. Very hard to believe that one of us, our majority leader, has gone. I found it very, very difficult to believe this sad news. And I don't know where we are going. It reminds me of a Bible statement that in the midst of life, the sad reality. And I don't know what to say until at the right time then we can express ourselves. This man has contributed a lot, and a whole lot indeed. And I don't know what to say anymore. On the issues of the trending news, I see it as a very big joke. They are joking. This is just a distraction, if you ask me. And they also a witch hunting, political witch hunting, and I don't know why our judiciary have allowed themselves to be so low to the people who then can trust judiciary. Even when we expected them to start redeeming their bad image, and they keep on committing more offense against the people. Within a short time, why I am so sad is the people that have wasted their years studying law to because nobody can trust them anymore. And you see the teaming graduates, law graduates, how can they feed themselves and their family? How can they maintain their family anymore? If people stop patronizing them. So this thing is a very sad, and that doesn't mean that only one person for APC and the others, the fear of P2D is the beginning of all wisdom. This is the one that has defeated you in 2023, and now you don't want him to contest. What kind of things is that? How can that is very, very sad indeed. Let me stop here. Good morning.
All right, thank you so much. Good morning. Okay, let's see if we can just take some comments on social media. We've got so many of them here, and let's begin with this one. Remember, after that, we'll leave our guests to react to some of the comments. Let's quickly conglomerate these comments. There are so many of them here, and let's see how many we can take this very morning. Okay. We have quite a number of them. John Umwe says, I have a hunch that in Nigeria, the Arab Spring is loading. I don't understand what you mean by that. Eke Gunners, Mareke says, APC is trying not to have a serious challenge against them. Come 2027, NDC leadership and logo now is the issue. You have Emperado Key, Richard Ray. He says, good morning. Honorable Monday Johnson was a man I always loved listening to. It's quite sad his life was cut short this way. Life is indeed unpredictable. My deepest condolences to his family and loved ones. Okay, we have a Destiny Maker. Good morning, Mr. Speaker and the barrister in the studio. I'm Emeka, reaching you from Oba. Please, I want to commiserate with the family of Monday Johnson. Okay, I think many of you are just paying a lot of tributes here. Yeah, good morning, Tony. I'm watching from Odumo Posi. The truth of the matter is that APC is afraid of P2B, according to you. Even if all the politicians in Nigeria defect to APC, the president will still be afraid. They know very well who Obi is to the people. And they so have the quite selecting. He says the guilty, the guilty is afraid. What do you mean by the guilty is afraid? That the president is afraid of P2B. Okay. You have Capiro International says, I love the man in your studio. He's saying the truth without mincing well because he's a member of NDC, and you're also a member of NDC, and we believe because he shares the same interests and concerns with you. He's speaking the truth. I'm just bashing anyway. When you say he's speaking the truth, when we say that truth is relative.
But all positive-minded Nigerians, even if they're not in NDC, they have the sympathy of NDC. It is Nigerians against APC.
Well, it's your thought anyway.
It is Nigerians against APC.
That's what you say, but we saw the last elections. We saw the election in the Kiri State. The man's APC won.
Was it an election?
Okay, he said it wasn't an election. We're going to see the one of Fortune State. We see what's going to happen. And even after that, that's just the pattern. It's not by talk. It seems that NDC is short party. But it seems there's a party that does the work more.
No. Well. Because with the review, I will do a resume. All
right. Okay. I think we've got so many of these comments. I'm just trying to pull so many. There are so many of them here. I don't know if, but let's quickly get their reactions while we try to pull so many comments on our Facebook.
All right. I join this community in commiserating with the family of Monday Johnson. He seems to be a very popular member.
No, he calls in on this program
of this parliament.
No, we don't. When you say parliament, please, we don't have it now here. We don't have it here now. We don't have it.
So he seems to be somebody that is loved. In life, there is something I used to preach. Anything that you are doing that is good, do it well. Look at how ordinarily using his phones to make us have made him popular. The whole world is knowing about his death. People are shouting and they're commiserating with the family. I commiserate and pray Almighty God to give his soul a rest in heaven. Now, generally, the judgment, no, it's not even a judgment. The ruling of the Federal High Court of Kogi State is generating the tension that it's supposed to generate. I cannot imagine how you refuse somebody from being joined as a party Then after that, you reverse yourself and say, oh, this person is tested because I didn't join him, it now affects the whole the judgment that I gave, and you reverse yourself. Like I said, and I repeat, the judicial rascality. But let's see what the Court of Appeal can do. Somebody suggested that let him see what NDC can do. I honestly suggest to NDC to write a petition against this.
Is it to write a petition or to even appeal? Because
No,
INEC is obliged to obey this judgment.
No. There are two prongs to it. They will appeal the judgment of the court.
And file self-execution, because INEC can execute the judgment immediately.
Is ruling, yes. And they will file, but they can still file a petition, a self-petition with the National Judicial Disciplinary Committee. There's a disciplinary committee that's disciplining judges, and it's made up of judges, retired judges. So when they look at this judgment, they will query him and ask him questions why he did what he did. I strongly suggest that a petition should be done against him, apart from appeal. So a judge is a god on earth, but not a god without guards. A judge is a god on earth with guards. So I suppose I suggest something to NDC leadership to do a strong petition against that judge for this judgment and also appeal. And I think the Court of Appeal, because time is of the essence now, will have to react, take a decision as quick as they did in the case of ADC. That is what I expect. Otherwise, the tension that is creating so far is not palatable to reasonable thinking Nigerians. And I don't associate myself with those calling for violence. We don't need violence. We don't need war. All that we need is a change of the mind, a change of the psyche, and to demonstrate to Tinubu and his government that he's not the owner of Nigeria. We are all qualified to belong to this country. We are all qualified to chase a living, to chase a livelihood in this country. Let him provide a level playing ground.
Okay, that's what you're asking for.
Yes.
All right, okay. You are asking for level playing ground, but you think anybody could have done what the president is doing as we speak right now, because we've seen presidents come, we've seen presidents go. I remember during 2015 when Jonathan was preparing for his re-election, we saw DSS. They went to Lagos State where APC had their situation room or situation center. DSS invaded that place, took away and carted away some materials and some devices APC was using to actually do some recordings because PDP was in power. You know, most time power is not serve la carte. I'm not saying it is justifiable, but I'm telling you that it is African mentality. Is what we see at most places in Africa.
Let me come.
Because institutions don't work here.
Let me come. Defense to a crime is not that another person committed the same crime. If you are caught stealing, you'll be punished as somebody that is caught stealing. And let us disabuse our mind of this.
Let me also put it to you. I'm not here either cajoling anybody or supporting anybody, but I'm reading out facts. It was actually stated when Obi was governor that most people that wanted to use Elese Square, in fact, the Labour Party wanted to use it, but he said it was under construction. In fact, he blocked them from using Elese Square for their campaigns. It is on record. And then even those who wanted to put a billboard, there was a report that some billboards were put up because fees were imposed. A lot of things happened. I'm not saying he is not good or he is bad, but my own is as we go forward, we can always reflect backward.
No. Let me say. I was getting somewhere. I said, let us disabuse our mind that power is not served on a la carte.
Yeah.
Power is given by the people. We don't steal power and run with it, as Tinubu is trying to let us know. Run to where? It's served on a la carte if you are performing. Only, sir, have you ever? I was talking to some high-ranking members of NDC, and I asked them, have you ever asked yourself what made Obi this beautiful politically? Have you ever queried why this man is this beautiful, that this gang up is coming against him? You see, behaviorally, it is in word. You don't pretend about it, you don't learn it. Right. African democracy is not the best, and we should not be praising ourselves. Oh, it's African democracy. Everything you do works. Nigeria happens to everybody. When it happens to you particularly, you feel it the most. Right.
So UK does happen to people as well, and then also USA happens to people.
Okay.
Because we don't have time.
Since Boris Johnson resigned as the Prime Minister of UK.
Starkema.
Boris Johnson, I'm going back to those days. How many Prime Ministers have they had?